Okay, so our director told us that we are live now, and it's funny because it's quite a long time we didn't do this. So it's yeah, we have to go back to the habit of talking to people and being in front of a camera, despite the fact that most of us are probably still doing it every day, working from home. So so yeah, welcome back to our fifth streaming, isn't it, Thomas? I think it's the fifth, and there are, of course, a lot of things happened from the last streaming. I don't remember when it was the last time we had a streaming, but many things happened because we were still talking about our roof appeal to collect some money for the roof. So not only we managed to reach the amount we wanted to reach to get enough money to fix the roof, but we fixed the roof. That's all done. So we've got a dry space, and we can start working on all the other bits and pieces that need to be done to have a usable space for the club and the community. And that's quite exciting because I can tell you that before we fixed the roof, it was a little bit humid to be inside that place, and it was also a little bit cold. Meanwhile, there was also a really nice announcement that our club has been nominated by Football Supporters Association, which is this big European international association, and you should check what they do, which is quite interesting because they work on all levels of football, from the top tier down to the bottom of non-league. And so we've been nominated as Clapton CFC for their annual awards in the category of lockdown heroes, and it's something which is really good because it's sometimes when you do something you don't realize how good it is until somebody else outside is telling you, and we actually realize that we've done something amazing. And we've done, when I say we, I don't say only the active members of the club. I mean all the supporters, all the other members who are part of the club. I just got the news today. We got 1,550 members. So this is our record. And what we've done together has been collecting money and funds to support all the members who were struggling in this time of COVID and lockdown due to different circumstances. It usually is like lack of work or shit like that. And we raised an amazing amount of money, we all together, and that's been extremely helpful for the others. And yeah, Football Supporters Association decided to nominate us for this award. For something like this, of course, it's the goal is not winning the prize, it's like just doing some good. But together with the fact that while selling masks, we've been collecting money to buy new masks to donate to different associations and schools, I think we've done all together an amazing job, and I think we should all be proud of that. This makes me also think that sometimes, I mean, if you see the amount of money we collected, which is above £12,000, and also for the roof appeal, we raised around £20,000. This shows that any little helps for real. This really shows that together we can make a change. That it's a bit of a cliche maybe, but be the change you want to make, basically, can be used, because that can be applied also to running the club. Sorry, I wanted to do this before we start interviewing our friends. Sorry for this, it's taking long, but I just wanted to get the chance to talk about the fact that we are doing a lot of things. When the football will start again, we'll have to do a lot of different things: running, trainings, clubs, grounds, communication. If you're watching this, if you're a member of Clapton, if you want to become a member of Clapton, remember that all these things that happen because we do them together. And it's really rewarding. And if you have a spare hour a week, that would be enough to go long distances with helping the club. So anybody who wants to be a member, an active member, you would be more than welcome. As we proved with other activities we've done, which were only online fundraisers, for example, it's easy to make a change if we want to, and doesn't take much sometimes. So everybody's welcome, you know. So now, after this cheesy romantic moment, but also the probably coming from the hands of people who do a bit too much sometimes and need a bit of rest. Now we are with two new friends who are actually from the same club. We got a little some problems in organizing, mostly from Clapton end. So I want to say sorry to our friends who are here and the other friend who should have been here, but we messed it up and we didn't manage to get it together, but they will be with us. So yeah, we got our friends from Rome, from Italy, from ASD Villa Gordiani, Associazione Sportiva Dilettantistica, which is amateur sport association, isn't it? And we're having a little chat before. We were checking on the map where they're from. And I think that as any other club we interviewed, the first question, of course, is when the club was founded, what was the background of the founders and what was the reason why they got together. And looking at the map of Rome, that probably says a lot about this club, the position. And yeah, we would be really interested to hear from them. So who wants to start answering this historical question? You go, yeah. Francesco, the first Francesco, yeah.
Yeah, the first Francesco. Hi to everybody. Thanks to the Clapton for this talk. Villa Gordiani is founded on the 28th of May 2017 by citizens of the district and an anti-fascist assembly. The reason of the foundation were the lack of a football club in the district and the rescue of the historical ground of Villa Gordiani football clubs. Villa Gordiani is a park in the east side of Rome, and there was a football ground in the middle of the park. We wanted a football club for the people of Villa Gordiani and a popular team without profits, and they reopened the historical home field of Villa Gordiani. Villa Gordiani is on the east side of Rome, the capital of Italy. The east side of Rome is very populated and has seen many transformations in recent years. New subway, new residents, and so on. Villa Gordiani is a semi-peripheral district, and its name came from the park at the middle of the district with ancient Roman remains. The local authorities want to restore with a big investment the ancient Roman remains of Villa Gordiani to attract more tourists, but they have only dismantled the historical football field that was used until 10 years ago. The authorities say that in a park like this, there's no place for an old football field. But they don't give us or to the people of Villa Gordiani an alternative. They say that in a park like this, there is no place. So we have a football club that must pay a lot of rent for pay for football. When we have a historical little stadium in the park, so the stadium is our principal activities for our team.
Sorry, okay, yeah, I was curious to hear, just to know, like, who was there 10 years ago before the activity stopped? Who was playing in the stadium, in the pitch?
In the pitch, there was a local team until 10 years ago, they very formal official football league game, but they stopped for internal reason of the team. But so I try. We are different from this team. We are a new team, and we try to rescue this local field to because we like a field in a park like this. We like that a park is not only for tourists. It's only for the living of the resident of Villa Gordiani.
Yeah. So it's currently used as a park for people to go to have a walk, for the kids to play. It's a normal park. That's the thing. Sometimes I think that compared to this country, I'm Italian, but I'm a bit used to the fact that you can be in a park and that historical remains. That's an Italian standard. So if it sounds quite exceptional to some people who are watching who are not from Italy, at the end of the day, we just see them as rocks sometimes, like, oh, it's another one of those things. And so it's not like, I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, what you're doing is definitely just to let the others is definitely respectful of the space. It's not something like smashing an old Roman theater to build a football pitch. No, so it's a different concept of the space and history that we have in that country. So, like, you were saying that also, like, the community got together. So what was the structure? Like, how did you decide to structure it, and how do you decide if you managed to include also the people from the area, and how all these different elements are structured together?
Yeah, Francesco said that we founded the club in 2017, but we made a decision process that lasts 1 or 2 years. And it talked about citizens from the neighborhood, most of all young citizens, and not only an Antifa assembly, while a leftist organization, small organization, which name was Collettivo Promachos, that means in ancient Greek, and the one who fights in the first line. Don't ask why we called with an ancient Greek name our organization, but and the decision process was last 1 year at least, because we wanted from the beginning to involve other people from the neighborhood, and we tried with some initiatives like the Euro Cup, European Cup during the summer. We proiettare, we
screening. You were screening the matches.
Yeah, just in the park, just in the football ground that was and was still there that was in 2016. So our club started from the beginning with two that are in the same time goals and conditions. A political, social, and most of all project that talks to the neighborhood and try to give something new to the neighborhood, and reappropriation of the football ground. That were the two goals and two meanings of the foundation of the club, and we tried it in many ways. Someone entered in the club just just before we found it, and during these years, most of all were young people who started to come inside. For example, the first official match we played in our home ground, there were 200 people. The majority were young people, like 17, 18 years old. Just like an Italian political say, first reaction shock.
Yeah, that's a good quote. That's probably in that joke, but yeah.
So
especially
if I answer your question.
Yeah, no, but especially it's important because in terms of supporters, in terms of attracting young people, that's something that we've been asking several times. And for somebody who's so connected to the neighborhood and is coming from a local history, getting the local people and the local young kids is really, really important. And it's already in itself a victory, I think, because yeah, it's not that easy in these times to. I mean, we are doing our best, but we're getting old as well. So sometimes it's a bit tiring. But yeah, apart from, for example, apart from this first match you played, what have been the okay? Also, that's more important maybe. What is the structure so far? How many teams do you have? Do you have different sports, or do you have? Okay, you have one men's team, one man. Okay, and apart from this, oh yeah, no, maybe there are plans. You can tell me if you want to add something.
Francesco?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have other team or other sport, but we organize street basket because there are a playground, very little playground in Gordiani, but that's the community that play in the playground. We are the organization of a tournament of free street basket. And our goal in the future is to other sports for Villa Gordiani.
Yeah, well, I guess this is the time where everybody had to stop. So it's quite normal that it's been difficult to grow. It's going to be difficult probably to grow in these months, but in the future, that's interesting because also that is basically it sounds like there is a need, there is something working, and your club has been adapting also to that need, so to the basketball games and people playing basketball, and then you support this activity, which is also a really interesting thing, rather than coming and sort of deciding what's happening, and then, which is probably not in the nature of the clubs we've been talking to, but it shows how, as clubs, we try to approach the needs of the communities. So, have there been some milestones, some memorable moments for your club? So you were talking about the first game. Have there been other moments that you can recognize as milestones, as important steps? Also, if something has been happening with the stadium and what's happening with the stadium, if there are also some deadlines and some dates you think there will be some switch for a better future of the space.
Se non ho capito male, hai chiesto rispetto al campo, soprattutto?
Sì, il campo, ma in generale anche quali sono state dei momenti cardine per la vostra società, su quello che è successo, per l'andamento della vostra storia.
Yeah, the most important moments were first the foundation, then just in the same time of the foundation, the struggle to defend the football ground, because I don't know if correct the translation, but it's administration of the district administration decided to destroy it, because they say this park is an archaeological park and a football ground is not good inside an archaeological park, and that is not, there is a contradiction, for the city of Rome, because all over the city there are many structures, fields, buildings inside archaeological parts where many sports are practiced. So we try to defend it with starting from popular assemblies where, I mean, 30, 40 people from the neighborhood participated in. The problem was that this administration was really decided to destroy it. Okay, and the struggle lasts 3 years, and they finally destroyed it in the summer of 2019. No, it's correct, Francesco? Yes, 2019. So another moment were the first matches in the October of 2017. And I don't know, during these years, football club's life has been so normal with activities just until the COVID. The COVID destroyed us, destroyed not the club, but for example, I play in. I'm supposed to be a right wing back, and while Francesco, the other Francesco, is the chairman. Okay, we didn't say it, and we are trying to build a group with the players, with the players, but it's too difficult without playing football. Okay, lockdown, not only lockdown ci ha impedito.
It's stopped you, basically.
Yeah, stopped us. But during the last month, there is no lockdown in Italy, but sports, you cannot play in any sport.
No, I understand. Is there anything that you've been doing during this period of, if you managed to do anything in this period of lockdown, and even in the past? Probably, I guess that's enough. Also, the work you've been doing for the stadium with the community. I was wondering also if there are other activities that you're doing outside the football pitch to try to work with the community, and also in these times of lockdown, if there has been a chance, which I know has been really difficult, but it's all like just a question. The chairman, maybe.
Yeah. With the lockdown, we multiply our activities. It seems strange, but we make a step. So we organize cultural events when we can do, like Cineforum, Popular Fest, so on. And since the first lockdown against COVID, we support some families who suffer of food deprivation with weekly donation of pasta, vegetable, fruits, and fruits. So we organize a lot of stuff, a lot of activities from lockdown. The problem is the sport.
Yeah.
We are stopped. We are only 2 months of training, September, October, and nothing else. So we are stopped with this. It's a problem. It's a problem. Cultural, sport, welfare of people. So it's a problem.
Yes. The football match has a lot of different benefits which are completely different also from the football itself for many people. Mental health and staying with people, getting together is extremely important. Yeah, I totally understand. You've been in Italy because we spoke to other clubs. Nothing has happened at all. Basically, this season you didn't even play a single game. You didn't even start, isn't it? You didn't.
Yeah.
There was no. In here, for example, there were some moments in which they were saying, "Okay, we play some games." Then say, "Okay, now we close again." So this season, a few games were played when they thought that the things were getting fine, but we knew it wasn't. And
we don't play a game from last year, February 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't have support. Our support we don't have on the field. It's a problem for a club like us.
We are hoping they will let us to play some matches in April or in May. Just some matches. We don't ask so much, just to play some matches.
Even just friendlies, probably. Not see. Yeah, I see. And that would be amazing. I just can imagine the excitement for that. It's gonna be quite like a lot of energy exploding in one game. It's gonna be big and good. So the plans for the future for the club that you would see, is there any goal that you set yourself, and also maybe some goals that could have been changed because of the lockdown? Maybe you've been exploring other routes and something, and maybe you've seen that, I don't know, as you were saying, the community needed something else, and then are there examples of something that you're planning for the future then already?
Yeah, just starting from now, and a part of football, we are active, I can say it, and in many activities for the neighbors. For example, from the beginning of the lockdown, to help families who need like humanitarian help. Okay, for example, in Italian we call it distribuzione alimentare. I mean to
food bank, basically. Food bank in it's also banco alimentare could be, so food bank is quite similar. Yeah.
Then same people who organize the football club were more involved in the club. We fight in some struggles in the neighborhood, for example, to defend council houses from evictions, and a part of our neighborhood is full of council houses that are occupied by the people. And during last years, there were many evictions, or they tried to make some evictions. We stopped it. Not only we in our neighborhood, but with a struggle all over Rome, all over the city. And that's our activity apart of football now. Then we had just during last year we started to talk about, I want to explain it. In Italy, in England, you say fan-owned club, okay? In Italy, we call it calcio popolare. Okay, that means popular club. And during last year, we started to say we are working class interest and needs based on club. Okay, so for example, our goal, historical goal from the beginning, was the building of a football academy. Okay, football academy that is without fee or just like operating costs. Only that. That's why, because in our neighborhood there are many people that cannot pay the normal fees in other in traditional football academies. So we want to do it, but based on these people's needings and interests that are working class people. I don't know if I explain it in the right way.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Like I said, it's a really good project. Yeah, it's interesting. It's I don't have kids, and I heard of from a father who comes to Clapton. We charge the cost. We started doing trainings. We don't have yet a structure, but big enough to have all the different of different ages. We were starting this season to have games for a team of under 8, and then the lockdown arrived. But this parent was explaining me how much club like these football courses or football trainings cost a month, and it's an insane amount of money. And considering also the number of kids that join every single training, you ask yourself, I mean, do they really need to cost that much when you've got 30 kids? Probably with half the money you can still live a decent life. So that shows that probably there is a big problem in that. And yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, it's a good challenge, especially if you say that you've got this knowledge of the neighborhood. That's what probably is going to happen, I guess, in the future also with Clapton. Once we move to the historical area of Clapton, where it's something that we are a bit jealous of other clubs who play in their area who have their own a neighborhood in a way. We've got a neighborhood, but we've been away for a bit, and now we're coming back. So those are roots that go deep in the ground, and they help you grow in the area. It's difficult sometimes to invite people when you don't feel in your own area. Actually, it's something I didn't ask. Where are you playing now? Is it far from still in Villa Gordiani, or is it somewhere else? Did you manage to find a stadium there?
We play in the district near Villa Gordiani, but it's expensive. We pay a big rent, so it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem because when the local authorities destroy the field, the home ground of Villa Gordiani, they don't give us an alternative.
Yeah, of course.
We pay a market rent for play in the zone. It's a problem. So play football nowadays is luxury. It isn't an activity that can be done by a normal family, by a family of Rome. So it's connected. The academy of kids and the play in a stadium. If you pay rent of its home ground in Villa Gordiani, it's a great problem for us.
Yeah. For example, we spend per year like 8 or 9,000 euros, and just to play the only team we have. Okay,
Yeah.
so renting a football ground for the first team, the football academy, and then I don't know if it's correct, the female team, football team, and more a basket team, a volley team, a popular gym. I mean, we spend, I don't know how many euros, thousands of euros, and that's not possible now for our club. Okay, and I talked about this female football team, basket and volley team, popular gym, because they are goals for the future. We have just from the beginning. Okay, we don't want to stop us at the first team that is now not playing in the last division of the championship.
Yeah. Did you do you have because some people were asking also sometimes about the area, about the city. Talking about Rome, people know Rome, but I think it's interesting also to what you were telling me about the area where you are, because what's interesting, you said that there is also an area you're between two different areas which are known in Italy, but probably sorry for that, a bit more than Villa Gordiani. I think people know the names at least of the other two areas, and you told me also there is a lot of movements there, of activities, associations. I was thinking, talking about these areas, if you want to tell us more about them, and also if you want to, if there is any link that you've got with spaces. We know that in Rome, for example, there are a lot of popular gyms. There are a lot of other places that are doing activities around the sport, social sport. And I was wondering if you have any contacts with them, and if you, I don't know, if there are plans of building partnerships, or maybe it's just difficult because it could be normal that everybody's doing its own thing. So there is no need to overlap in a way. But
for example, in the same ground we play our matches, there are other two popular football clubs that play in, and we thought that it would be good to unite, just to ask a fee that is less expensive, okay? For example, then frequently we are involved in assemblies with other popular gyms or other football clubs, football popular clubs, but just at the moment we are not involved in a common process that that tries to change the situation, not only for us but for all. We participated, for example, in National Assembly in September with many clubs from all over the country, but it stopped there. I mean, we talk, we discuss about many subjects, many things, but in Italy now it's quite difficult to organize in a common way.
there is we were talking with the people. You reminded me of something that the people from Turin were saying, that they were creating this network of football teams and rugby teams, and they were saying we will need a stadium, so let's get together a stadium and we can make it our space for the all of us. Also an assembly, like even this, like for example, even just these chats we're having with clubs, they're still beneficial in a way, because they give you new ideas, they make you think of what you're doing, what you could do. And for us, they've been really good because they gave us ideas. We were dreaming of a sort of assembly, but I said it other time, the streamings, but then the lockdown arrived and we couldn't do anything like that. What else? Do you want to tell a story? Something like random you want to say about the club? Some memories or something that's been good, or something that's been really bad? Actually, it's about being bad. That's something that we experienced in the past. I wish not, but do you have any issue with the leagues, for example? Are the leagues representatives giving problems? Has there been any problem with anybody from, I don't know, outside? I wouldn't say, like, if you had any problems also with some fascist or shit like that, or and also especially like the league. That's something that is concerning us sometimes. The leagues seem to be playing the role of the wannabe Premier League. They just want to be we are the league, but they're just amateur football, and they just get too excited about the ball. So I was wondering if the same is happening to you, for example.
I'll try to tell some stories. We, for example, from the beginning, we did not tell in a public way, we were anti-fascist. Why? Because in Italy, in Rome, in the neighborhood, leftist organizations are in a very bad situation. Okay, I mean, normal people doesn't understand us. Okay, so
Yeah.
we try to create a football club without saying we are anti-fascist at, at the beginning, just to involve other people, and then with practices, with common practices, to explain them that we are not only anti-fascist because we are communists also. Okay, and something happened. I mean, during the first month of activity of the football club, a guy came to the open day, selezioni, the open day we made to get football to get players, and we discovered he was candidated with a fascist party, but a fascist party of 5 people in Rome. I mean, nothing. When we talked with the team and we said them, we are anti-fascist, you know that, we are going to kick him off, and nobody says I do not agree. Okay.
Yeah.
And last year we played against a team from a neighborhood called Torbella Monaca, that is one of the most known neighborhood in Rome, most peripheral and known just in a criminal way neighborhood of Rome. And we knew that there were some fascists in their fan group, and nothing. They came to play in our football ground. There were more than normal people in our terraces just to answer them. They didn't came.
Yeah.
They didn't come. They came. I mean, 7 people. Oh, and that's the problem I have. Last season we played in a town called Colleferro, just next to Rome, and their coach was a fucking fascist. He screamed from he was in the terraces in this match, and he screamed against communists, against anti-fascists. He had a Mussolini collanina.
A necklace, yeah.
Yeah, and we expected him in ritorno, come si dice? Andata e ritorno.
The second leg, basically.
Yeah, second leg, but lockdown came, so
Okay.
I remained with this. That was a one story, and we hope we can play with against the football club again the next season.
For the season, for the league in general, though, like you don't have like fans, pyros, flares. It's not something you face issues for, or that they've been quite quiet with you. Okay, no, that's good. That's like, yeah, there's sometimes there are good stories of relationship with the authorities. Let's say they're not always that simple. But we haven't been unlucky. I mean, we cannot complain, to be honest. We've been quite lucky. It's just memories of the past, and if the club progresses and goes back to where a different Clapton was, that could be interesting. But that's going to be in a few years. So we're not going to think about it until it happens. Yeah, I don't know. Like as I was saying, sorry, then I forgot. Do you want to tell us some story, something that you felt as a victory, really? Like, and probably, I think we can. That could be the last question. And yeah, let's say open mic and something you want to tell us, something, I don't know, whatever it is. the chairman, from the top of your position, you're overseeing the club. What can you tell us? It's been like something that made you proud. Sometimes small stories. In my case, sometimes are really small stories, and you think, yeah, I made it in a way. You know, I made the right thing.
Braccio, tu vuoi raccontare qualcosa? Not stories, and just a goal we have. The most important goal we have now. We are trying to change the condition of the club, just to create with other people in the neighborhood a free assembly of the neighborhood. I mean, free assembly just as a political and social project for the neighborhood, in which our club is a part of the matters that this political and social project is able to. I mean, ASD Villa Gordiani will be the sport ramificazione. I don't know how to say in English.
One of the branches, let's say.
Yeah, of this free assembly of the neighborhood of Villa Gordiani. And so every decision we will make about sports will be decided into the neighborhood assembly. Okay,
That's really interesting.
Change it. Not only sports, not only football, while political and social process.
That's interesting, yeah, because it's so basically you want to give answers to the questions of the community, to the request of the community. You want to. That's a really good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the destruction of on field of Villa Gordiani is very hard for us, because it was our goal, and now we must during the COVID, after the destruction of the on field, we must rethink a football team can be in the district in Villa Gordiani. It's our great goal. It's a political and social goals. So this is the great story we can tell to us. We can. So this is our story.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I can really. I mean, it's also kind of it's brave to reshape what you build. In a way, you know, like adapting is not always the easiest thing to do, and it takes a lot of intelligence and being brave to be strong enough to shape in something else based on the needs of what's needed.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't so easy for authorities to destroy the football ground. When we knew that they come to destroy it, one morning they met some barricades just behind the doors of the football ground. Barricades built during the night, so it was cool to see their faces in the morning. You know, the police, so that, well, you know.
It wasn't going to be that easy, but yeah, no, it's. But maybe with the power of the whole community, as you're saying, with the assembly, probably something more can be done. I guess maybe it can be an help also having some more associations and groups together. That definitely gives more strength to the struggle for the community and the neighborhood. That was really interesting. I mean, like we definitely are really lucky, and it's sad to hear these stories, but we knew how difficult it is to found football grounds, sport grounds. We've been lucky, we've been fighting for it, but we've been also lucky that it happened in this moment and not later. It could have happened. What happened to us could have happened in 20 years, maybe. Just happened to be now. But I totally understand and I sympathize with all the clubs because I don't understand that they told that this has this on every group. But I really like the attitude you have. It was really interesting to hear the attitude, like the way you want to do things and the way you're doing things. And yeah, I think probably it's time, I guess, we said everything. And as always, once it's available, when it's allowed, you're gonna be our guests in London for a game, for a weekend, and hopefully we can come and visit you too. Most likely me, because I'm not too far from Rome, so I probably when visiting the family, I can also come for a day, even for just a day, for the afternoon. And again, thanks a lot for your time. It was extremely interesting, and I'm sure that everybody watching now and will watch it later will be really inspired about what you've been talking about. Not me. You've been talking and you've been telling us. Yeah, I guess I wish you good luck. We'll keep in touch online. We'll put all the links to follow Villa Gordiani and also in the link, and we'll post more about it later. We'll be posting little snippets of the videos also for some interesting bits in the future, so we can give more previews on what we've been discussing. And also to everybody who's watching, thanks a lot. We'll probably have somebody else. I don't remember, but we'll have at least one other streaming, and then we'll see what happens to us. And but maybe some more people, we can get in touch with some more people, different clubs doing different things, and let's see. Again, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Thomas, thanks a lot for your help behind the scenes. Thanks to all the members who have been doing the work for communication. And thanks to the internet company who managed to fix my internet just in time for this streaming, because otherwise I would have been without the internet at all. That's also something to be happy about for once. Yeah, thanks again, guys. It was a pleasure.
We thanks you and good luck for you and all of your teams.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Hi.
See you. Thomas, are we closed now?